choose the decade from 1940 to 1950. This decade was defined by Second World War, taken mostly in European countries against Hitler's force. An important role besides soldier and war itself was played by illustrators and artists which had the job to show the patriotic rules of companies that made war materials. They also made paintings, cartoons, and other objects sold to collect money to produce war material. Women had an important role too, despite the fact and entertainment media made them look as sexual objects or dutiful wives. Many of them is enlisted into the military as nursing or justice in service clubs or working in factories where men were not available. When the war was over, veterans were welcomed back home and the government offered them a benefits program called GIB that allowed them to finish their studies or get mortgages for new homes. After the war began a new prosperous economy. Today we are going to have in our show an special guest, Virginia Hall, the limping lady. Thank you for coming.
Inviting me, Adriana. It's really nice to be here.
Virginia, you are recognized for your work in the Allied side in Second World War. But can you tell us more about you before the war?
I was born in the United States of America in 1906. I studied in two universities, French, Italian, German, and economics. After that, I traveled to Europe and I studied in France, Germany, and Austria. Later, I transferred to Turkey where I lost a leg while hunting birds, and later I started working in Estonia as a consular clerk.
And how did you get involved into Second World War?
In 1940, I became an ambulance driver for French army, and after their defeat I traveled to Spain where I met George Bellows, who recommended me to Nicholas Boddington from the Special Operations Executive. I joined the SOE in 1941 and I was sent to France where I established a spy network called Heckler, arranging many safe houses and making powerful allies that helped us win the war.
You organized a jailbreak too, did not you?
I did a jailbreak from Mossack prison where 12 prisoners escaped in July 15, 1942.
When did your work in the war ended?
My work almost stopped in 1943 when I was returned to London, but I was able to go back to France where I established again a new spy network that lasted until 1944.
And what did you do after the war?
Working as a member of the Central Intelligence Unit and later of the Special Activities Units until I retired with my husband to a farm where we lived until my death in 1982.
Architecture and furniture following a modern style based on innovative technologies of construction, especially the use of glass, steel, and concrete. The design follows functionalism, minimalism, and rejects ornament. It became dominant during and especially after war War II.
Clothes became practical and stylish, and people started carrying their gas mask in their bags. People started wearing white clothes because the government made the cars reduce the lightning, and people looked for a way to be visible in order to avoid being hit by a car. They started carrying a siren suit and onesie that was where, if the person had to escape to an outdoor air raid shelter. After some time, the government made some restrictions to clothes purchase to save resources, and after the war, the fashion industry started offering new designs.
Currently, we have more options about clothing and furniture. We have developed new technologies that provide us an easy way to purchase and access these products. We don't have wars going on, and fashion industry has no restrictions.